All right, well, we were mentioning the opening bell ceremony today featured Paladin Energy, and the company is focusing on a uranium-filled future. Actually, this is an Australian business that saw opportunity in Canada, and if you think of BC's fission uranium and the acquisition we saw from Paladin, that has transformed the Paladin business. Ian Purdy is the CEO, and he joins us here in studio. Nice to see you.
Thanks very much.
So maybe we can explain to our audience. So Paladin Energy listed on the TSX, but maybe our audience might be more familiar previously with Fission itself. Walk us through the process of why you wanted to make this deal in the first place.
Last year, we restarted our Langer Heinrich mine in Namibia, which is a world-class mine, and we've made terrific progress on the ramp-up. So we're today one of the largest independent producers of uranium in the world, with customers all over the world. For us, we saw a great opportunity to come and create a similar operation here in Canada, and we're extremely pleased to have added the Fission project, PLS, which is in Saskatchewan, to our portfolio of growth opportunities. So we'll move now to focusing on PLS and work with our local fission team to bring that into production, hopefully later this decade.
So what would you say about the integration? I mean, you've been talking with the team, I believe, while you've been here in Canada?
I had the pleasure of being in Saskatoon last week, meeting with the local team, but also importantly, spending time with all of the First Nations communities. And I really appreciated the opportunity to learn more about the First Nations in our region, and pleased to announce that we signed some very key mutual benefit agreements with some of the First Nations parties in the last couple of weeks. But my trip was highlighted by the great fission team we have on the ground. We've got a wonderful team that have been working on this project for the last 10 years. We're well advanced on the environmental approval process, and the team are working diligently to complete the regulatory process, but also to work closely with the First Nations communities.
So, look, it's a unique time in the sense that probably over the last 6 months, there's been a lot more focus, broadly speaking, on, oil and the oil opportunity in Canada. But I think if you were to go back a year or a year and a half ago, everybody was talking about how are we going to fuel our energy needs in the future and the larger role that uranium itself was going to play in that. So when you look around the world right now, end markets, the opportunity there, how big do you see those being over the next decade?
All of our global customers are hungry for more uranium. We've seen demand around the world for our product, and uranium offers clean baseload energy security for all of the countries that run nuclear power facilities. Our customers are looking to secure their uranium supplies in the mid to long term, and we've seen very strong demand from all jurisdictions. Canada is a leading developer and producer of uranium, and we're very excited to be part of that now. And we believe there'll be very strong demand for our product out of our project in Saskatchewan.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up as well, because we live in a connected world, and I know right now with policy initiatives being thrown out by different leaders around the world, it can get complicated, and then we tend to focus on our home market. But in reality, here's an example where you're a global player that is working to grow your Canadian operations. So how much opportunity do you think you can see for those Canadian operations within your wider business? And when I say that, opportunity for Canada itself to grow, for job creation, for all the things that I would imagine you're hoping to get out of this deal that you put a lot of time and effort into.
Absolutely. We see a wonderful opportunity for Canada to become the leading producer of uranium in the world. We think it's a wonderful jurisdiction. We're blessed to have two excellent projects. Our new project in Saskatchewan. We also have a project in Newfoundland and Labrador, the Michelin project. But we're really excited to be part of the Canadian nuclear uranium industry. And with the bifurcation of the global nuclear uranium world, we think Canada plays a crucial role of delivering uranium to our allies, as well as being a crucial player in decarbonising the Western energy systems.
So as more people are paying attention to the uranium story, you know, when we're talking more broadly about energy businesses tied to oil, you know, we'll cite, you know, what's the price of oil that makes sense for your business. I believe the price with respect to uranium itself between spot and long-term contracting has diverged quite a bit. Can you explain what's been going on there and what that means for your business?
The main market in uranium is the long-term market, and the long-term market is very strong. We've seen upward momentum in the long-term market consistently for the last 3 years, and there continues to be strong opportunities for contracts with our customers. The short-term market is less liquid and does tend to have more volatility on a short cycle. Over time, the two markets will correlate very closely. We've seen a bit of short-term weakness in the spot market, but pleased to report the term market's still moving forward very strongly.
And just a final question to paint a picture for our audience. You know, you talked about your end customers wanting more uranium. When we think about uranium filling some of the gaps in the energy needs, I know traditionally we would think of massive producing centers, but there's also been a lot of talk about being able to, with modern technology, reach, you know, remote areas where there's a big energy need in the short term, mining operations, that kind of stuff, and being able to solve that gap. What's kind of the mix on how we are going to be using uranium to meet those needs, and what gets built to facilitate that?
So today there's 450 operating reactors around the world. There's another 50 odd in construction as we speak, with several hundred planned to come into commercial construction and process after that event. So we've got an incredible strong baseload of nuclear facilities today, and the future is looking very bright, not only with conventional nuclear facilities, but as you mentioned, the small nuclear reactors are also something that are moving forward rapidly. We'd expect to see those small reactors coming to market next decade, which could again fundamentally improve and strengthen the demand side of the business, creating an even larger demand for our supply.
Okay, we appreciate you providing the perspective. Thanks very much for stopping by.
Thank you very much.
Purdy is the CEO of Paladin Energy. We'll